Monday, folks. Whoa, whoa. Bring that down a little bit. Gonna be starting up here again soon to talk about banks. There's a financial crisis underfoot. We want to make you guys aware. We want to make you guys educated of what's going on. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. It's all about this. It's all about money. You need to get yourself some of this. Look at that. American Indian on there. Buffalo. There you go. Here's one. This is a Britannia. So, United States of America. God's money, folks. God's money. Been around for 5,000 years. Man's money. Days are numbered. Okay, let's get started. DJ Wonder Chrissy here. It's Monday, January 15th. It's like noon Chicago time. It's below 7 below now. We've had a heat. It was 11 below this morning when I did my video. Now we're at 7 below. So it's a heat wave going on here. So I don't know if you haven't been noticing that the banks, some of the major banks started coming out with the quarterly reports. Some of them been so. Then there's other ones like Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America, their profit or revenue went down by 50% over last year, and now they're talking about laying some more people off. Citibank, their results were terrible. They're going to lay off 20,000 people this year. And now they're also they're putting more money in reserves now. So now, not only that, they're starting to recognize, which last year they would not recognize. Now they're actually recognizing that commercial mortgage-backed securities are going to cause them some grief and pain. Yeah. So if you don't watch the news, or actually, you got to go to like real estate news websites to get any wind of cold RSV or something. A lot of major metropolitan areas are having issues with prime real estate, commercial real estate. Here in Chicago, it's been happening for the last year, and it's going to start accelerating. I see it happening already. So let's and I have I've been a big advocate of this website, folks. Let me see if I can move it around just a little bit there. I move that around. WiceRatings.com. www.wiceratings, one word.com. I'm going to have to move this over my face a little bit. There you go. I'm going to go into screen mode here. So this is a website that takes a lot of data from a lot of sources, information, data. And on a quarterly basis, they rate all the banks. There's 4,500 banks. They also do credit unions. Where did that go? Banks. Credit unions. There's 4,700 credit unions, 4,500 banks. You'll notice here only 150 are rated A. 1,700, almost 1,780 are rated B. 2,200 are right in the middle. And then as you get to D and E, we've got like about 600. And this is just banks, not credit unions. And go here, you'll see all the ones. Got E plus, E's, and E minuses. All across the country, banks that are got issues. Remember, I've been talking about industry. Let's see if it shows up here. Industry bank in Texas. Not showing up here for some reason. Where did it go? Found two results. Coming up. Industry State Bank, here it is, one I've been talking about. This is a holding company for all these banks. Here's their affiliates, guys. Look at E minus. This dude, look at the Wall Street Journal wrote an article on industry bank shares or industry state banks out of Texas, like the Houston area. Stability, like really no stability. Profitability, very weak. Liquidity, fair. This actually paints a rosy picture, although you got a negative V. It can't get any lower than that. This is going to go under at some point, really quick. Let's look at their history. This is a beautiful website here. It gives you all their past ratings. At one point, it was a decent bank. Now it's eroded into nothing. And like I said, here's all of its affiliates that the holding company owns, and they're all bad. They're in Texas, and yeah, I guess Fayetteville. They're all in Texas, so if you live in Texas, talk to your friends. This is nasty. So this is a great website. Put in the name of your bank if you have a bank, or if you want to find a new bank, you can do some research here. But this is all historical data. It's only updated once a quarter. So what I was talking about earlier was that banks are starting to realize, starting to put more money in reserves because of the commercial mortgage-backed securities that are killing them. And what's happening is these commercial real estate, guys don't realize every 5 years, those loans need to be refinanced. And with the fact that, with the Jabby that went under a couple of years ago, a lot of people have less use for less space. And they're raising the red flag. That's what I got this out for. This is the red flag. A lot of companies are trying to sublease. Companies are getting out of leases and not renewing them. There's some companies, actually I work for a company that actually just tore down their headquarters in Northbrook, Illinois. And all their people pretty much work from home now. So there's less and less of a need for office space. And Northwest suburban Chicago here, I can name off 4 different companies that have gotten out of major office space commitments, and actually some of them are sitting empty. Like Walgreens. Walgreens used to lease millions of square feet, like 5 buildings that they cleaned out. Baxter, Allstate, just companies all over are reducing the amount of space. And when that happens, whoever owns those buildings, if they don't own them, they have to refinance them at some point. And if they have over leveraged those buildings, which a lot of times as they pass these buildings around from owner to owner, they leverage them to the hilt. And now when they have to redo the mortgage, interest rates have soared, occupancy rates have declined, and occupancy rate is part of determining the value of the property. It just isn't like a house where you have a house and it has a value. No, commercial buildings are valued based on the value of the structure and its income or revenue stream. It's monthly rent that it brings in. So if you have less people in your building, and now with the value of properties going down because there's less of a need for commercial property, that value has gone down. People have to come up with some huge payments to make things whole. when it comes to commercial real estate. So now you're seeing the banks are starting to get worried. They're starting to amp up their reserves because they know they're going to have properties that are returned to them. And depending on where these properties are at, there's properties in San Francisco where the keys have been turned in. Like here's my keychain. Keychain here. So the owner of that building brings it over to the bank and says, I no longer want this building and I can't afford it. So the bank, who's be hundreds of millions of dollars, I think they just saw an article yesterday, Westfield Mall in downtown San Francisco, beautiful property, pretty much empty now. They turned in keys on that, and it was at one point it was valued at $1.2 billion. Now it's worth like $200 million. So they turned in the keys on that last year. I don't know what bank is gonna have to absorb that, but that's $1 billion that they're gonna have to absorb. That's not good. That's not good. So check out this website, Waste Ratings. Check out your bank. Okay. Tell you a story. I had a friend who's doing business with this bank. And actually, I think he's got. Oh, where's it at? Here it is here. I have a friend that lives in this town, and he does business with this bank. His company that he owns does business with this bank, and he was a little shocked. They've been doing business with this bank for many, many years, and not rated real well. Not rated real well. And if you have more than the limit of $250K in here, you may want to think about that as what happens to nice community banks like this that start getting D's and D minus ratings. At some point they get bought out, but you don't know if they're going to be made whole. You don't know if you're going to have to take a hit if they go under. So here you go. Here's a lesson to learn, folks. This is a lesson to learn. Check out your bank. And even if it's got a decent rating now, it's not to say going forward that it's not going to have some bad ratings. Coming in March, too, like right now, all the banks are getting loans from our government for a lot of that commercial-backed mortgages that are, they can't, bonds that they can't sell because they're underwater because of the interest rates. Come March, they're supposedly, they've utilized that facility from the government. They have to start repaying those quote-unquote loans or help that they got from the government in the last year or so. So you're going to see some banks' numbers really start to show cracks and major fissures as we move forward here, folks. So I'm here to tell you, check out your bank. Be careful where you put your money, and not all banks are created equal, folks. Not all banks are created equal. As you can tell by this graph here, here's some nice banks here. But for every nice bank, there's some bad banks. So same thing with credit unions. So be careful. Be careful where you put your money, because at some point it just may not be your money anymore. Somebody else may take over your money. So there you go. Word to the wise. Be careful where you put your money. Treat your money like you should. Don't let your money manage you. You manage your money. And as I always say, it's not how much you make, it's how much you save. So there you go. Check out some more of the financial videos that we got. There's, I think, a pick list or called Schwamsy. Got a lot of financial tips out there for you guys. People need to save money. This is the biggest problem with people today, is they were not taught how to save money. They weren't taught how to invest money. Go to the high schools, go to the colleges. Unless you take a specific class for that, they're not going to teach you that. And that's the problem, people. A lot of people were never taught how to manage money, and as a result, they let their money manage them, and that's how you become broke, poor, and never able to obtain the amount of wealth that you should. So, DJ Wonder Chrissy, over and out. God bless Donald Trump, and get ready for the cactus. Yeah, we're cactusing today. Okay, bye.